Hey guys, what's up? I'm here to give you guys a recap on the new episode of Shaman King 2021 on episode 6. Now, this episode right here looked really nice and great, you know? The only thing is, I felt like things are kind of going by too quick. I don't know if it's either because, I think maybe the fight should have been longer, or maybe at least 1 or 2 episodes, or maybe, I'm just maybe overthinking it, you know? So, if anything else, let's just get this started right here, right now. We have to it that we get to see Silver is upset to see one of his comrades killed, and we get to know that one of those, and they get to find out that Tao Ren is the one that killed one of them. You know, Silver seemed to be very upset about this, seeing how they could just get away with this kind of thing and shit, and not suffer any repercussions. You know, but we have to it that the leader of the tribe that gives out the oracle bells, you know, I don't know her name. I mean, it's been a while, or she doesn't have enough spotlight, or her name being called many times for me to even remember it. She ends up telling Silva or something like, hey, look, I'm gonna tell you this right now. Like, it's unpredictable how things will go. You know about that kid Yo who manages to defeat you and become a participant in a shaman fight? That was unpredictable. So sometimes there are some things we can't seem to, like, take care of or solve right away, you know, that kind of thing. But we have to do we have to take care of and deal what we got to do, you know. Then we get to see a funny scene with Yo getting slapped by Anna, thinking he might be cheating on her, you know. I'm like, oh my gosh, can you stop, Anna? I mean, it's nice to have a good faithful girlfriend wanting to slap the living hell out of you, you know. I mean, sometimes the only thing is like you gotta listen to what they gotta say. But in modern times, and especially at recent times in reality, yeah, you get the deal. But that aside, Yo's first match will be against someone called Horo, you know? And this guy, I remember seeing him in the very old first original anime of the Shaman King, you know? Don't remember much about the fight with the original, but all I know is Horo and Yo became like good buddy to buddy. I thought they were buddies before, but I don't know. Whatever the case may be, Yo and Horo meet each other head on, you know, and of course Anna, you know, we get to know that she got an outfit for Yo. There are some funny scenes here and there that I don't consider very important, so forgive me for not making any mentions of that. But that aside, we get to know about Horo and where he comes from, you know. Him and along with some other spirit he teams up with, Kororo, they end up seeing that he is a guy who communicates with nature, you know. His tribe, his tribe has a tradition where they try to balance in both nature and human activity to coexist with one another, despite the major differences and possible not on one side kind of thing. So let's just say that at peace talks, if I had to put it in certain words, or should I say, trying to form a good relationships in a standing way, so nothing bad will happen, you know. But we get to know more down the line where we get to see Horo's powers, you know. And of course, Horo says he could have had Yo disqualified should he not have his powers go into oversoul mode whatsoever. You guys get the cue. Unless you read Shaman King or you know Shaman King from the first original anime, you get the deal. For me, I don't even know any much of this stuff, but I don't remember little by little, and remember reading some parts of the manga in a Shonen Jump magazine, in a Shonen Jump magazine. But yeah, we have to it that Horo has a dream, and he decides to tell Yo about it after seeing what he's capable of in terms of skill and combat, you know? He tells Yo that he wants to save Kororo and the rest of the Orokubokuro. I don't know what's the name. I don't know what's the name. I forgot the tribe's name. All I know is Horo wants to save Kororo and her tribe and her spirit tribe, you know, the spirits whatsoever, you know, from extinction by creating some kind of big land or restoring something to its former self, you know. We get to know down the line that because improvements of how humanity goes through technology and everything else, you guys get the cue how humanity works, right? The more you improve, the more of its natural habitat and forest nature is being destroyed. Like the Kuropokuro were living in the harmony days with nature for a very long time, but due to the fact of like improvements here and there, for deforestation and all that is being replaced by buildings and everything else. We all get the cue. That's how we are. We make improvements on ourselves in terms of buildings, machines, war. You guys get the cue. We get to know that Hororo wants to save like the nature spirits that he's with right now from extinction, and that they are the reasons why we learned a lot of things, try to balance between humans and nature despite of like big differences. And the Kuropokuro is helping trying to maintain that big balance for us, etc. But and he says we can't afford to lose them. It can take hundreds of years to restore nature once it's been destroyed. That's why he wants to become one of the Great Spirit and stop the destruction and become Shaman King. So and if I had to explain it clearly without a lot of detail and confusion, Hororo wants nature to still exist and not be destroyed, because you know how humanity works. Unless you've been living for a long time, you get the idea how humans work. You'll understand that we've been destroying like nature's forest and everything else and rivers, etc. and because of climate change, everything's gone to hell, and Hororo wants to stop that and become Shaman King. Yo was actually touched by this, and he really does feel bad about it, but that doesn't stop him from wanting to become Shaman King himself. He even tells like Hororo, "Hey, I'll make your dream come true. How's that sound?" That kind of thing. And we had to it that Yo activates another. We get to know more about Yo's abilities, and he seems to improve a lot during this fight with Hororo beforehand. And during that time, we had to it that Hororo decides to okay, fine, let's do this, and Hororo decides to go all out against him using a big avalanche kind of attack, and I thought to myself that was pretty interesting of how strong nature can be, and it's very scary, etc. Natural disasters from wildfires, you get the idea. But this time we're going snowy avalanche type, and of course we all thought Yo got buried, but it's not the case. We have to it that Silva, along with another comrade of his, actually were watching far away and see to it that Yo managed to dig himself out and manages to defeat Hororo and decides not to attack him because he was already out of energy or spirit energy, and we had to it that Yo wins his first fight, due to the fact that Hororo used all of his energy and Yo was the standing victor. And then we got to see the rest of the episode where Yo and Hororo becomes good friends, despite the differences, and we get to see some funny stuff about Kororo being flirted by that heart hair, that afro long hair guy kind of thing. And we have to it that that we get to know that Hororo has a younger sister named Pirika, She says, "Okay, let's go. I'm gonna put you through hellish training again." Even Yo's like, "Oh man, you going through that same situation as me? I feel sad for you already." And Hororo's like, "Hey, don't mind her, She has a lot of mouthy stuff, When she says, 'I'll never forgive you for ruining our dream like that.'" I'm like, "Oh my gosh, she's pretty cute anyway, like any other crazy teenager, but whatever the case may be, we get to know that Hororo says, "Yo, hey, we'll see you in the next stage, right? So don't go losing your next round whatsoever." And Yo's like, "Yeah, you got it. I'll see you then." That kind of thing. And we have to it that Yo and Manta ends up having a small talk with each other, especially when Yo does wonder this. Everyone wants to become Shaman King to make the dreams come true, But for me, when I defeated Hororo, am I destroying his dream whatsoever? And Manta tries to comfort him, saying, there's always been a lot of kings who cares about themselves and not for the others without understanding sacrifices, Sometimes people would like to make their own desires and dreams come true without knowing the consequences of what they're doing to others. But I think believing one of the Shaman King's job is to to try to make people's dreams come true, even though it may be impossible, And therefore he comforts Yo in a certain way by telling, "Hey, maybe when you become Shaman King, you can find a way to try to make people's dreams come true in a certain way, even though it may be hard to do so, Then we get to see a scene where Silva's comrade tells Silva "Hey, I want to tell you this right now. you might want to like tell your next opponent, you might want to forfeit, because the chances of him facing this guy head on, he will literally die 100%. That much is considered. I'm like, well, looking at the next opponent that Yo is going to take on, it looks like to me it might be a little dangerous depending on the situation. Now, I don't know much about this fight, but unless it's similar to what I read in a Jump magazine or a manga magazine, if you guys get the cue, I think I know what the result of that fight's going to be, but I wasn't really sure entirely because I was just way too young back then. I don't know. Anyways, looking forward to next episode, and until then, people, I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm Alpha Zero. Have a good day, and I'll see you guys next time, alright? Peace out. Bye-bye. Toot-toot-toot.